Okay, now, hello everyone. My name is Swamp. There we go. It's like we could just keep vibing out to the White House lo-fi, which is what this is, by the way. I mean, what a bizarre time we live in, where why does this exist? I don't know. But anyway, it's the State of the Union, which, so we're about to hear some of the dumbest stuff we've ever heard in our lives. Again. And earlier today we were talking about this in the Discord, that what are your predictions? Because usually the Democrats are all wearing they're all wearing white or yellow, or they got their choreographed costumes. But I guess, and I really don't keep up with this stuff as much as I used to at all, which is going to make it more entertaining, I suppose. But I guess tonight what we've got is our competing programming, because that's what everyone has to do now. The real State of the Union. There's going to be a real State of the Union from the Democrats with Midas Touch, which, of course, if you've been a longtime follower of this channel, I love their content. I've been a long-time fan of Midas Touch. I think they're one of the best, most hilarious people out there. They're the ones who've done all the musical numbers and things like that. Where they do a parody of Taylor Swift, but it's how retarded Trump is or something. Just quality content. And unless I'm mistaken, we're going to be going live. The State of the Union will be live in 40 minutes? 8 o'clock my time? Which, with how these things usually work, it'll probably be closer to 9 o'clock, but we'll see. Like I said, of course, Midas Touch. We got the real. See, it's edgy. It's edgy because, look, real is written like it's handwritten. It's real. It's edgy. This is it, you guys. This is the real talk. Which, they are live right now. Which I'm sure they're talking about something very important. Looks like it. All right, let's mute the White House lo-fi channel.
I think that, Joe Manchin, or we can come up with a long list of these people who we can do without. So winning is our first goal. But
they're playing the Politics Girl,
because the day after you win,
Politics Girl
and that
podcast.
Was another point that I tried to make in this piece. There's a million things you want to do. Well, AI.
Wait, isn't this
14 million?
Isn't this the old Jew that made?
Do I think those funds should be restored?
What was it? History of the World Part 1. Isn't that who we're looking at right now? What was that old Jew's name?
And we know that at
least who did the Jews in space?
We stopped using our soft power to send food to places in the world, so that when food arrived, it would say USAID.
Mel Brooks, that's the name, yeah.
Americans, they feed us, they help us. We just cut the entire program.
And of the
obviously, I'm being facetious, because Mel Brooks used to be great before he turned 9,600 years old, and then he was taken over by all the other Jews in Hollywood, but that's that's a topic for another day. So before, I guess, we're going to wait now. How long I say it's almost 7:30. It's about 7:30. It's scheduled. It says it's scheduled on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Again, I'm not entirely sure that that's even going to happen, because usually it doesn't exactly happen at that time. But look at
maybe California should be 2 states.
Their chat's more dead than mine. Man, that's impressive. The Midas Touch live stream chat is more dead than my chat.
Lovely Joe, great guy.
Yeah, I may not get a lot of chatters, but at least my people are real
to
people.
look at restructuring the Supreme Court. He had brilliant people on it. They said, here are the ways we...
So we got this Midas Touch broadcast, which, by the way, I just want to say, politics girl, just as a general matter of fact, is an oxymoron. Politics and girls don't line up. That's not a thing. You shouldn't be allowed to vote, let alone have a podcast. But anyway, that's a whole different that's a whole different discussion. So we got let's see what else is going on. So we got our White House Slow-Fi, which of course, oh, they just ended this broadcast? I was about to go to this. Oh, here we go. This is going to be quality.
Right now, Donald Trump is preparing to deliver his made-up version of the State of the Union. He's going to tell a familiar story tonight, that the economy is booming, that our communities are safer, and that the America...
I got to be one of the 11 people to dislike this stream.
All because of him. But we know the truth. We're living the truth. We know the fear that our families are facing.
This is even worse than politics girl. Now we've got a black politics girl. So things are going great. But that's what I was talking about. They got the People's State of the Union, they call it. And she just said Donald Trump's doing his fake made up State of the Union. I don't even know exactly what that means, because I mean, he's literally the president, so I'm not entirely sure what it is that they're even talking about. It's like when they call him like an illegitimate president, and it's like, well, I'm pretty sure he won the popular vote. But anyway, so they got 128,000 people watching this guy.
They're gutting worker protection.
Which, by the way, as I said earlier, this is the Democrats are doing their People's State of the Union, which is essentially the equivalent of Turning Point USA's All-American Halftime Show, which I also thought was retarded. Sorry if you're one of the 8 Kid Rock fans that still exist out in the world somewhere. That was incredibly cringe. But I guess this is what we do now. This is the state of play. Actually, this is the State of the Union. This is the State of the Union nowadays.
Her son-in-law, Victor, was followed by agents unprompted after he dropped his brother off at work. They pulled him over without cause. There was no traffic violation, no expired tag, just a man who looked brown enough to be dragged to one of the worst detention centers in the country. Meanwhile, just the other day, Monica's daughter, Adriana, just gave birth to a baby girl who is yet...
I have no idea what this woman's talking about, but I do love the par for the course. Can't say Adriana. Apparently this is some brown person, as she said, so she had to say Adriana, speak in a totally American accent, and then Adriana. Thank you for that. Feels like we're in Bruce Almighty or something. Thank you for listening to WKD. What was it? WKBW with what the heck was her name? The Susan Ortega. Susan Ortega. Thank you for that.
the moment with bold policies that level the playing field and deliver justice no matter how much money you have to your name. That's why earlier today, I announced that I'll be introducing articles of impeachment against Pam Bondi. Trump's DOJ continues to obstruct justice and refusing to comply with our subpoena to release the full, unredacted Epstein files. Bondi must be held accountable for that. And let's not forget, it was Trump
I'm not
who first released the files.
I'm not
So
a
we'll
Bondi
keep that
fan
caller
either.
no matter
but
what.
Seems a little ridiculous to whatever she's talking about. Total side note, because they haven't said anything of substance that I could actually like talk about because she's just rambling like a retard. Isn't Midas Touch a horrible name for any kind of network at all? I mean, Midas Touch Myth. Midas Touch Myth tells of, blah, blah, blah. We got everything he touched turns into gold. While initially thrilled, quickly realizes the curse of his greed. I've always wondered that. Why would you call why would you call your activist network Midas Touch? Oh, remember that old story from the Greeks and the Romans of the guy whose greed consumed him because his wish was granted to be able everything he touched turns to gold? It seems like one of those things where you go, wait, am I getting trolled right now? Did you guys know what you were doing or what? Anyway, brilliant stuff.
What language you speak, what zip code you live in, we all feel that pain, and we are all being squeezed by the same rigged system. So when Trump points the fingers at immigrants, our trans kids, our protesters, our journalists, understand what he's doing. He's trying to make sure we never point the finger where it belongs, at the billionaires and the corporations looting our economy, robbing our people, and buying our democracy right from under us. But here's the truth.
All right, I can't listen to these retards for that much longer. Let's see what a different group of retards is talking about. And again, we're leading up to the State of the Union here. We have a different group of retards over at a place called Daily Wire. Let's see what this different group of retards is talking about.
Style Arrest and Deportation Act. I got to say, I think that may be the best version of the State of the Union. I think that'd be pretty spectacular. And it would be quite bad for the Democrats because if they complied with ICE, if they did not act in their sanctuary city capacity and they actually brought illegal immigrants to hand over to Tom Homan to ICE, that would be the most amusing form of this. I think that'd be great. Now I'm rooting for something. So you've given me something to root for, Cabot. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to be the man who can do that for you, Ben. And thank you so much for coming on. And I will now do what all great men do. They hand it off to other men to carry on the torch. Ben, I'll let you take it away now for Friendly Fire. Thanks for appearing on our very first episode of Wired In Live. It was an honor to have you.
Well,
no, we are definitely not going to be listening to Daily Wire's Friendly Fire. That is no way in hell are we doing. I'd rather listen to Midas Touch, to be honest. Speaking of which, we got this other one here. So Midas Touch and Move On. I don't know who they are. I guess they're co-hosting the People's State of the Union.
Had made this country sicker, poorer, and less secure. Sicker, poorer, and less secure. How did it start? As soon as they got in there, what did they do? They went, they cut Medicaid, and they cut food stamps. Millions of Americans right now are without health care. The poorest of our country are trying to figure out how to make ends meet and how to pay for that grocery bill.
You already lost me. You already lost me, brother. I'm already done with it. Are these just the same broadcast on two different times? Man, whoever's got the biggest glasses is obviously the smartest person when it comes. Oh, okay, so it's the same broadcast. We'll close down the other one because who cares? Honestly, who cares? All right, since it's been a while. Wait. I switched back over to the X broadcast from Midas Touch. There's finally some comments here. The first comment they got was one that just says Jew. Classic. Then, of course, we got the deranged, the typical Midas Touch viewer. Anyone enabling Trump needs to be investigated and charged if necessary. I do always think it's funny that you get all these Democrats and leftist types that they do the most extreme thing you could possibly imagine, which is to Trump's out of office, during Biden's administration. They try to kill him. They go after his lawyers and they try to arrest him in several different ways. And then when that doesn't work, they go, okay, now the gloves are off. We're about to get extreme. We've been playing nice. You know what? You know what, guys? We should investigate and maybe even prosecute if we need to. Yeah, I know. You arrested Trump's lawyers. I am aware. The gloves are off, pal. Anyway, since it's been a while, let's go through my bookmarks. Because it's been a year since I've made videos or done anything on YouTube. Which, by the way, YouTube sent me an email saying if I didn't start making videos again, they were going to officially demonetize me, which I found to be hilarious because they demonetize every single thing I do anyway. Ads will play, and then right after the stream's over, they go, "You violated all of our terms. You can't do this." Anyway. Oh. I forgot. I was playing the White House Lo-Fi just because it was funny. But I forgot I actually was going to play this as my intro because I thought this was funnier.
Take what I want, even until France, cause I'm the Fuhrer. Poland and Austria, Czechoslovakia, yeah, I want them. Blitz and a crease, and in the crease, Marine waste I surrendered. Get it through your head what the Fuhrer said, not bloody lenders. Hate to say I told you so, say I'll blood and soil. To believe I told you so. Innocent Jews, now you know. In road for salutes. If you can't keep the pace without master race, that's not my problem. Gonna need that living strong. Wait, we're outnumbered. Your way, I'll die inside a boxing bunker. Hate to say I told you so, see oil, blood and soil. You believe I told you so. This Operation Barbarossa. Just like Napoleon, I shouldn't have gone into Russia. Only care about Harry and don't give a shit about the others. If it all goes wrong, we can go to Argentina or Augusta. I thank you once and thank you twice. Now say out in my name, you know you wanna. What you talking about, man? I just say grab some fruits, positions awkward. Say Say
What a classic. What an old classic from the Hiles. If you don't know the Hiles, you're just not punk rock, man. All right, moving on. Let's just go through some of the bookmarks I've had forever, since it's been like a year since I've done any streams like this. Obviously, we're starting with the most recent ones because, well, that's that's the way the bookmarks are ordered. Classic libs right here. For the New York Post, dancers reenact the ice shooting of Renee Good and Alex Preddy through performance protest. And if there's one thing that the libs and theater kids have learned over the decades of successful, totally effective protesting, is that this stuff works. This is what changes people's minds, you guys. This is when all the conservatives who like the Hiles and listen to the Hiles because they're a great band. This is when we get nervous, is when they do stuff like this, because this is the true this is true brilliance. Okay, dancers reenact the ice shooting of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, because this is it, man. I wish it was the real audio, but instead we get this music. I'll never understand this for one major reason. I mean, obviously it's super gay. But honestly, like, if you could get into these people's heads, what is it that they think they're accomplishing? Because anyone who would like this already agrees with them. And anyone who doesn't agree with them is going to watch this and go, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen. This is just obviously retarded on every single level. So I don't understand what this is for. Is it just like a masturbation type thing? Like it makes them feel good? They're like, this is it. Oh my God, it's so gay. Shit. Man, that was deep. That was deep. And you know what? these are the people who work in Hollywood. This is dead on something that Hollywood would do. Which really, I don't know why anybody goes to watch movies anymore or watches mainstream TV shows. You're part of the problem if you do it. And if you watch it because you go, it's ironic and I hate it, it's hilarious, I want to see how stupid it is, you're part of the problem. If that's what you're doing, you're just as gay as this. And I really need that to sink in for you. Oh man, it's so deep. It's so good. They stood up for justice. Truth, justice, and the American way. Oh man, I forgot about this guy. See, how long do we have? It's supposed to start in what? 10 minutes? This has got to be one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Here we go. Again, we're just kind of going back in time to kill some time before the State of the Union starts. Remember this guy? This was one of the guys that was involved in setting up that stupid church protest that Don Lemon was at. This shit is hilarious, man. What's his name? What does it say? William Kelly, man. This is so funny. I mean, when I first saw this, the first thing I thought that I think most people noticed is look at his t-shirt. If that stupid status bar over here, let's mute it and play it so you can just look at his shirt. Look at his shirt. The crease is in it. Someone just gave him that shirt because they were like, you are a dirty, grimy MF. We got this at Walmart. Please just put on this shirt instead of looking like an just over the top psycho. You can look like oddly like a Confederate general, but then presumably just talk about homosexual sex the whole time because that's what these people do.
My name is William Kelly. I'm a combat veteran. I'm a patriot. I'm a lover of the Constitution. I'm an ally to my Black, Latino, and indigenous peoples. I will not stand here and be intimidated by Pam Bondi on her persecution of these patriots, of these freedom fighters, of these journalists who are brave enough to document what we're doing in this city. What is happening in Minnesota is a resistance against tyranny, a resistance against fascism. And the absurdity of us being right here, right now, the peaceful nine being persecuted while the murder.
Maybe I'm wrong. Isn't that the guy? Isn't that the guy that was with the group that set up the church thing with Don Lemon? He is, right? Yeah, that's what. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Murderers and the executioners of Alex Petty and Renee Good walk free. Not only walk free, but are still working for the federal government. This is madness. It's time to wake up, Americans. It's time to get off your couches. And
there is something very interesting about seeing this guy when they gave him this shirt. Because it's got that fold in it right there, it seems like almost like a Civil War era thing. And with the hat, he looks like a Confederate. And it actually, it brings up a funny thing to me. When I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, this is the problem. Like, men in general want something to fight for and they want a conflict. And when times have been too good for too long, you find these morons who just link up with people they would have never linked up with before. Because clearly what he's talking about is absolutely delusional. I mean, completely delusional on every single level. The fascists are taking over. And of course, for a long time, all of us on the further right spectrum have been saying, God, I wish. I mean, not the actual straight up fascist, because I think we could do a lot better than that. But man, I wish, brother. I wish. But you got this guy LARPing and playing pretend as if he's like fighting a battle, because there's no battle for him to fight. And he said earlier that he's like, I'm a combat veteran. Are you? Are you? I am suspicious of this claim. Not that he was military. I assume he wouldn't just make that up outright. He probably is military or was military. Combat veteran, that makes it seem... I would like to see the record here and figure out what exactly is going on. Because this guy does not seem like the kind of guy who's like, man, he's really been in the trenches. If he thinks that the killing of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, the assassination, the execution by the fascist, if he thinks that that's how extreme that is, then I find it hard to believe that this dude's been in like some serious combat situations. If he thinks that's a serious combat situation, I'm just saying, doesn't really make sense. Oh, did it start? Why did it not tell me that it started? Hang on. No, it didn't. Dang. I saw it. It was showing, I guess this was Trump.
Fogel was detained in Russia, and a teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia.
Yeah, that was old. I was like, man, could it be that they're actually starting kind of on time? That would be crazy. That never happens. Where is the official stream? Let's see. I guess they are playing something. Oh, I guess let me turn off. Yeah. The White House lo-fi. This is what's live from the White House right now.
When you first were running again, I went by myself. There isn't words, but I'm so thankful for everything.
Thank you so much for letting me come and talk about education and teach all Americans how to learn super fast and effectively with using AI.
I am incredibly thankful for your initiative and wanting to push and bringing to light the hardships behind IVF and the access that families need.
To be here is a dream. I don't think I could
I
have
don't
ever
know what
imagined
this
this
is or
for
why
myself, and yet here I am. So
or why I should
I'm
care about
thrilled, and thank you for having me.
We stand behind you in the efforts that you're trying to progress to better the United States and the United States citizens.
My name is Everest Nevermont.
My name is Megan Hemhauser.
My name is Marcus
Oh, so
Coleman,
they're just
father of
playing
Delilah
whatever
Coleman.
this is
My name is
over and over
Catherine
again.
Rayner.
My name is Sierra Burns.
And I'm so
We might as well go see what the People's State of the Union is up to until this happens, until it starts.
$1 billion off of being president is going to lecture you, the American people, about how good you have it. A man who is building
Who is this guy? Rep. Greg Kassar. Never heard of him.
himself a golden ballroom.
He looks too brown
is
for me
going
to
to
care
tell
about.
you that if you're struggling to get by, that's your fault because he's killing it. A man who flies around in a $400 million palace in the sky is going to tell you how good the economy actually is. He's going to tell us that the State of the Union is strong. Strong for who? Donald Trump and his billionaire donors' bottom line might be strong. The Epstein class certainly is
Oh,
going
my
strong.
God.
But the state of our union is about all of us. And everyone but Donald Trump's rich friends know that it's a
It really
disaster.
is, honest to God, and it has been for a very long time, remarkable to me how well this plays to people. It's about the millionaires and the billionaires. It's Bernie Sanders continuing. His legacy continues on, which, of course, you know, is going from Marx and Stalin and, you know, so on and so forth. But it's like the internet, we all wanted to believe that the internet was going to help, like, spread actual information and we would all learn things. And instead it's done the exact opposite. And now people just go, yeah, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it at all. It's the millionaires and the billionaires, says the brown guy who shouldn't even be in our country in the first place. Not saying he's illegal, just saying. I mean, look at him with the sound off. Please, Greg, go back to whatever Middle Eastern country your family came from, please.
Answer to the people and not to the billionaires.
The billionaires.
Not
It's the millionaires and
another
the billionaires.
cent to the billionaire class, not another cent to the Epstein class. We will fight this Trump proposal tonight, tooth and nail, and we will make sure that the Republicans that vote for it lose their jobs. What do y'all say? Yo, we don't need to hear what Donald Trump says tonight because we see what he does. He steals from working Americans to give to the rich. Donald Trump doesn't owe us a 2-hour rambling speech. He owes the American people their money back.
Oh, did we lose it? Did we lose it? Did we lose this important stream? Man, it says that they're not going anymore. This is super deep importance. Lost the signal. Well, man, this was really important. We were getting some serious information. Have you ever heard about the millionaires and the billionaires? And of course, at this point, it's just tiresome to even bring. Oh, it's starting again. They got their Negro music playing. We all know that they started talking about Epstein a year ago. That's honestly the most annoying thing to me about these people right now is that since before Epstein's major arrest, before he supposedly killed himself, plenty of us were talking about this and had been talking about it for a long time. And now we got to listen to these morons talk about the millionaires and the billionaires and the Epstein class. It's the Epstein class. You ever heard of Epstein? We really care about this. Man, we lost. How do they have a lower quality stream than I do? That's pretty crazy. Anyway, once the State of the Union actually gets started, and we'll really be rolling here, don't forget, the Super Chat jukebox still exists, and if you want to stick it to YouTube, because for some reason they want to take all my monetization away. I don't know why they'd want to do that. I have no idea why they'd want to do that, but they sent me an email about it. But if you want to stick it to them, the Super Chat jukebox
It's called the Omicron.
still exists.
You have to get the shot.
It's still working.
The Omicron. We have the best vaccine in the world. It's called the Omicron. You have to get the shot. It's called the Omicron. We move forward in the face of COVID-19.
Classic stuff. Let's see what they're talking about. Just get started. Come on, Trump.
Oh, it's RFK Jr.
Trump's biggest mistakes have always been, and I'm sure will continue to be, that he keeps picking people like Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi. Any woman he thinks is like slightly attractive, he's like, oh, put her in there, let's do it.
Oh, she's 68. She looks really good for 68. She should run the DOJ.
I swear to God, if this ends up being like... I know this is going to be the case, but if this ends up being like how it always is, where this doesn't start until like 9:30... Where's my guitar or my banjo? I might as well just start... might as well go back to working on the punk EP, if that's what's going to happen here. It seems like they're trying, you know? They're working on it. Might as well. I don't think I don't think I have a an image for the banjo on this. Nah. Oh, apparently I have a guitar. Okay, well, if there's a guitar... Oh, and it's behind the avatar. Well, there's a guitar. I'm gonna... It's magic. It looks like a guitar, but it's really a banjo. Oh, is it? I don't know what kind of comedy it is to have this on screen with a banjo playing. Am I insulting them? Is it a... I don't know.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Oh, here we go. There we go. As soon as I started playing the banjo, they were like, "No, stop it! No more banjo." Oh, well, now I gotta get rid of the guitar. Put the animation away. There we go. Well, I guess he arrived. Now we got to wait another 40 minutes for him to start speaking. Should I look up Hail to the Chief? And see how to play it on banjo? Hail to the Chief on banjo. BanjoTabs.org. Here we go. Obviously, this isn't me playing. This is the MIDI representation of how to do it. All right, let's see. It says it's right here. I don't like this tab at all. I'm going to keep looking. Let's see. Hail to the Chief is usually played in B flat. Okay. Let's go up to B flat. Oh, Trump's going to start talking before I get there. Oh, someone's got to have a tab of this somewhere. He's gonna start talking. I was ripping on him the whole time, being like, he's not gonna talk soon enough, and now I'm like, oh, racing. Where is it? Where is it? I gotta find a tab for it. Come on. How is this so hard to find? That seems weird. If I could just find the chords for it somewhere, that's all I need, but... Wow. Well... That doesn't seem right.
Members of Congress have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Right. What is it? I'm just vibing it out now.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States. Second Lady of the United States.
Where is she, Madame Pajit? Oh, there she is.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Oh, what's that stupid sign? I mean, you got to look for all the... First of all, I can't believe the Democrats aren't wearing all the same color like they normally do.
In American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
It's just so dumb. This whole thing is just so dumb. I'm going to stay seated. And it's also dumb to say I'm going to stand up every single time he pauses. It's also dumb.
Inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
I just want to see if the White House has better audio.
And America is respected again.
Oh, wow. Definitely timing is way off.
Roaring like
I can't go back on
for
it?
the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the
There we go.
ages.
Seems like the audio is better on this one.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure.
Oh my God, stop. Just stop doing this stupid chanting.
Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
They've got their stream going, but the sound's better, but the sound isn't lined up. This is annoying.
A short time ago. We're not going back. Perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
Okay, but we need a little caveat there that says, and that's like 1 out of every billion.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's
it's like he's trying to say, like, I'm not as old as you think I am. It was substantially before my dad was born.
The worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
I mean, that's great for them. I can't believe that I'm still paying, over $2.50.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4
I should have the
years
lowest
and
gas in the
falling fast,
country.
And the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem well, at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both.
I'm still waiting for that. Sounds good, buddy. Sounds good.
And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
I love how Trump can't ever just, say a thing. It was less than before. And he has to go, what? Substantially.
Think of it. Much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for
Trump is a
1 year.
crackhead.
What a difference a president makes.
Trump reminds me of my grandfather who passed away a few years ago. It's like,
a short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
Like, you know, saying like, oh, what they did was really good, and I mean, like it's really good. It's really clever. It was amazing, amazingly well done.
Forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built. We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
wait, is he counting the is he counting the freighters that we like stole?
American natural gas production.
I hope
is
so.
At an
I hope
all-time
he
high
is,
because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
Come on, don't understand. This is one of the things I hate about both sides of this politics. Standing ovation every 5 seconds.
More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about
kiss
that.
asses.
Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America.
Man, I wish that was true, Trump, but you just said earlier we encourage people to come here. As long as it's legal, anyone can come here.
We cut a record number of job-killing
dang boomers
and
over
in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Oh man, just like the gas he was talking, the oil he was talking about. I hope he's counting the ones that they just totally cut it off.
For all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Okay, cheer if you want, but you don't have to stand every time. This is the most cardio that a lot of these people get. Up and down, up and down. Except for RFK, of course. RFK Jr.'s, he's always out there killing it.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners.
Man, he's blowing out the microphone. He's going so hard.
The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
All right, that's pretty cool. I'm down with that. I'm one of the few right-wingers who isn't just a total retard on the Olympics. Meaning, I like the Olympics, and anyone who disagrees is wrong, because my opinions are correct and your opinions are wrong. That's really how it goes. Dude, not only did we win that gold medal, but Jack Hughes talking on camera with his front teeth knocked out. Come on, that's the most hockey thing that could happen. That is the second miracle on ice, man. Teeth knocked out, blood running down his chin, and he's like, we did it for America. The only thing more American is if right after that he just pulled out a Smith & Wesson and shot the Canadians. That would have been the only thing more red-blooded American. While eating a cheeseburger.
Go ahead.
I need to buy one of those sweatshirts.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up.
Oh, I missed it. Some of the Democrats got up for that? Wow.
Fantastic Canadian team in overtime,
Actually,
as everybody saw, as did
is
the
the,
American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Well, they really actually have counter programming on from Midas Touch right now. They actually have, they're trying to, I think of these fat ladies. Wow. Wouldn't you prefer to watch this? It's going great over here, Midas Touch. You guys are killing it. Just killing it.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
It was pretty remarkable. There's never been a goalie who's ever goalied better than this goalie, and some might say he was the best goalie of all time. I mean, people are just telling me that. I've never heard. I didn't say that. It's other people are telling me that he's the best goalie of all time.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. Do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? I refuse to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I'll never understand people who, okay, you don't like his politics maybe, but I mean, the guy is just ridiculous. He's hilarious. Many athletes, maybe not too many. Actually, maybe not a lot at all. Maybe just a few, like 12. But the guy just rolls with it, man.
Great athletes have gotten that very great, the best.
He's hilarious.
And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
A lot of people standing around them, not interested, huh? Hey, at least we got some Dems to stand up for that. That's rare. It didn't happen last time.
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version.
The Summer Olympics
in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Everyone's coming to LA for the Summer Olympics. They're probably all going to leave with AIDS, but that's just the nature of California. Maybe monkeypox. I heard a few might get monkeypox. It's just the way that it is.
Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened.
And Barron Trump looked very bored.
Strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
mean, that's kind of cool. World Cup's a little brown for my taste, but
So this will be
I do
a
like
year
soccer.
to
I do.
celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Are the Democrats going to stand for that one? I feel like the Democrats have clapped and stood for a lot more stuff than they did last time because I think they had some PR people tell them how bad that made them look. Where it's like, you didn't stand for the kid that had brain cancer? Come on, you didn't even clap for him. You just sat there with a scowl on your face. The kid who had brain cancer. Come on, you got to clap for that.
You're a brave man, and we salute you.
No, they did.
Even in times of
a few of them stood up.
Setback and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many
there we go.
lives.
He said he was there. We're going to hear from Democrats. This was in the Epstein files. He was there
11-year-old
with the
Millie
girls.
Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
Dude, the fact that, and we talked about this in the Discord earlier today, which, by the way, the link for the Discord is active again in the description of this if you want to join. But I said if the Democrats weren't doing their thing where they were all wearing the same color and had the same costume, then the morale is down. The morale is down. And the fact that they're standing up and applauding for different things,
people watched Scott.
They did not do that.
And they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
Well, that's just adorable Americana. That's just straight Americana right there. America goes and wins gold in hockey on George Washington's birthday, and then in the same breath we bring in the World War II vets and bring in these people. It's perfect.
Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
Fantastic. I actually did not expect this at all. I expected more
And I'd like to
bloviating.
have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much.
I expected more much
From
ado about nothing, pomp and circumstance.
1776 to today,
That's pretty good.
every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests
Every
of
child can wear
hardworking
PF
American
flyers,
citizens are
makes you
always our
run
first
faster and jump
ultimate
higher.
concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
See, the up and down standing is ridiculous to me. And then just the... there's that, and then also just not clapping. Just not even clap at all
these
is
really
ridiculous.
Important and very necessary,
Absolutely ridiculous.
Massive tax cuts.
I missed it. I was talking over it.
Large-scale
What made the
increase
Dems clap and not the Republicans?
necessary, massive tax cuts.
I still missed it because I was rambling.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very
Wow.
necessary,
That's what
massive tax cuts.
Wow. And look how proud they are of it. They're so proud of it. Wow.
They
That's pretty
wanted
ridiculous.
large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the
Now that's a
great,
Jew
big,
right there.
beautiful
That's a
bill,
Jew if I've ever
we
seen a
gave
Jew.
you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
Imagine standing up and cheering when he says you voted against tax cuts, and like, damn right I did. I'm the Jewiest Jew who ever Jewed.
And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
It is just really lame, man. This whole thing is really lame. But that's why we're watching it, because it's
Recently
funny, I
in
guess.
Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded
I'm not
child
sure
tax
she's going to say
credit
she's
done again
rich.
by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
Democrats are,
Megan, please stand up.
don't
We're
like
fighting for you,
those
Megan.
people. Look at this fat black lady. That's hilarious.
Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their
Look at her.
children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it.
I didn't name it.
I did not name that.
Sure you didn't.
Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the corner.
He's a very tall man.
Good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great
By
people.
the way, if you were born in the millennial age bracket, slight Gen Z, maybe a little bit of Gen X, you're just fucked. But your kids, maybe your kids could maybe have a little money before the government takes it away again.
He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers, and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty amazing story. That's called the American Dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
He was thinking about doing the Elon from the heart salute, where he hits his heart and he was going to throw his hand out, and he realized, I shouldn't do that.
These young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to TrumpAccounts.gov. TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the
He's always pitching. He's the king of the pitch.
Economic turnaround. The biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule.
TrumpAccounts.gov.
And the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful
that
countries
cut,
saving,
that cut
saving
that
our
was pure
country,
gold.
the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes, and they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs...
there's a lot of commentary I could make on that, but it'd be too long to go through it in the State of the
substantially
Union.
replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America.
I don't know if you've heard, but I love America. We're going to maybe make America great again.
We had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Imagine just being Cory Booker. I mean, just as a person.
They knew their statements were a lie.
They cut to him, and just imagine being Cory Booker.
Their statements
Man.
were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Really, but my belief in the Trump administration is really contingent on that. I'm hoping that if J.D. Vance becomes the next president, he'll be more extreme, and we'll actually get a lot more things done. But we'll see.
The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%.
I just can't help but laugh when I look at RFK Jr. Look at that guy. What a goofy guy.
I introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened, and now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
Look at it. We got the Ukraine flag there on the lapel. Let's go.
Most didn't try, actually.
Yeah.
But they tried.
Supporting Ukraine is a lot like saying COVID isn't over just because you're over it.
No action, but I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
Again, like I said about the SCOTUS ruling, it's like that's something that you could really dig into and try to there's a lot to say about that.
So
in general, he's correct.
First year of the second term, should be my third term, But strange things happen. I took prescription drugs.
Let's
A
go.
very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences
should be
of
my third
300, 400, 500, 600% and more. All available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
This has nothing to do with Mike Johnson. I just want it to be known on the record. I hate Mike Johnson as well.
Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500. A reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
Come on, PRD. IVF is a multifaceted thing. I'm generally against it. IVF is murder. It's a little. I guess you.
So now
Brother,
I'm calling on
gotta give me the
Congress
context, man.
codify my
What's the
most
context?
favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling
The what
major
protection?
tech companies
Oh,
that they
rate.
have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant.
You know, I'm going to look
produce
this
their own
up. I bet
electricity.
you there's
It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the
some
same
protesters
time
outside that are
lowering
live
prices of
streaming this.
electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership.
Don't
With
fall
us
asleep,
tonight
brother.
is Rachel
Hey,
Wiggins, a mom of two.
wake
from
up, my buddy.
Houston.
Oh, he's
She
back.
placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order.
Come on, Uncle Ruckus,
to ban
wake
large
up.
Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
Wait, which would be more offensive? Me calling him Uncle Ruckus or calling him Uncle Remus? I don't know which one he'd be more upset about.
And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Racel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Oh, just in case you're wondering.
Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is...
We'll just pause it for 2 seconds. In case you're wondering what's going on with the Dems right now to, counter program this. We got this guy. Look at him.
A lot of people I know who stood up to go against this guy have literally given up everything.
The state of the swamp, you guys.
That is remarkable to me.
Anyway. It's funny to me how they always just use the same words. Like now they're saying swamp, and now they talk about Epstein. I mean, yeah, what a bunch of losers.
Millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these oft-forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan.
Wait, is that a Native American? She looks very Native American to me,
your
this
contribution
woman.
with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Man, even the Democrats stood up for that, huh? I swear, that last speech that he did, like right when he first came into office and they were all just acting like a bunch of retards, someone had to tell them, this makes you look really bad.
They stood up for that. I can't believe
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Trump. And he can hear me. I'm actually in his ear.
Did Nancy Pelosi stand up and say Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
And that was hilarious. Mr. Ukrainian flag on his chest is not a fan of that. Oh, well, yeah, maybe I'll clap for it. What I was going to say is, what is that big glass thing on the table in front of Mike Johnson? It looks like a big ashtray.
But when it comes to
Is that a holdover from
that
the
is
times
plundering-
when Congress was based?
It's plundering.
The big
America.
ashtray?
There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
Okay, and then then they cut to this bitch. That's perfect. That is perfect. Oh, the war on Somali fraud. Oh, that's hilarious. Who's running this?
We'll get it
CNBC. Who's your guy deciding when to cut? That's
enough
brilliant.
Of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance.
I actually would agree with that. You get closer at
pirates
least.
Who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm.
This person
not
shouldn't
the
even be in our
exception.
country, let alone
Importing these cultures through
representing
unrestricted
anybody.
immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American
Oh, look at this woman.
people who
She
pay
just
the
reaches
price
out and
of
holds
higher
her hand.
medical
This
bills,
old
car
white lady.
insurance rates, rent,
Oh, man.
taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take
What's
care
her
of this
name again?
problem. We are not playing games.
Shabubis Skabas
Delilah.
Badabi or something. What's her name? That's Ilhan Omar, right? Might as well be Skabas.
Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour.
Hey, Ilhan Omar just called
The
that
driver was
justice
an
from
illegal
Allah.
alien
So that
brought
was
in
just
by
the way it should be.
Joe Biden and
That was
given a
jihad.
commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
All right, I like this dad. And you know why I like this dad? Because he's a leg bouncer just like me. He was sitting right there and his leg was bouncing the whole time. I can always lock in with someone who's a fellow leg bouncer. When you're just sitting there doing something and your leg's just constantly bouncing. That means your mind's working. That means you're burning calories. He's probably a pretty smart guy.
Most illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Oh, look at her. She's adorable.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones.
This guy looks so concerned. Who is this guy?
Illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to
imagine
perform
being
in the
2026 and
town's
still having a
Christmas
Ukraine flag
parade,
on your
but she never
lapel.
arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times.
Jesus Christ.
Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
Which is great. Don't get me wrong. All for it. I really just don't like that he opened this whole freaking State of the Union with saying, we love the people who come here legally. We want everyone to come here legally. As long as you fill out the forms, you can come here. That only works if you shut down the border completely and then fix the system. But we haven't yet. We got a bunch of retards running it. Okay?
Not only allowed the
no, sorry, Mr. President. It's my fault. You continue, please.
Before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you.
Donald Trump is hilarious for speaking in the third person. Is normally just so off-putting. When he does it, it's hilarious. It's just funny.
Have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed
just
the agency.
A brief side note, because I've talked about this before in the Discord. Join the Discord if you want. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at his tie. If you tie your tie like that, I have no respect for you. What? Look at this sideway ass tie. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there.
And in case you didn't know, let's look at the 3 ties here. These 3 ties tied properly. Even though I don't like Mike Johnson, these 3 ties are tied properly. You know who ties their tie shitty? Kash Patel. Just
one of the great things about
random
the
observation.
State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislature to join.
Is he really
with my
sleeping or is it
administration in
performative?
reaffirming a fundamental
Is he going to post
principle.
on Twitter tomorrow
If
that
you
he
agree
couldn't
with
take it
this
so he
statement,
fell asleep?
Then
Come on.
stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Mr. Trump, we want to support Somalis, drug dealers, rapists, the cartels. That's what we're here for. That's what the Democrats are all about. But this is retarded. Come on, man. I want to make our borders secure. And then imagine just sitting there going, I don't think so. That sounds ridiculous. That's even better because of the clapping right in his ear. God, what a piece of shit that guy is. But at least he ties his tie right. You know, if I didn't know anything about him, if I just saw his tie, I'd be willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I can't stand people who don't know how to tie their tie. I can't stand it. Yeah, that guy ties his tie right. It's a horrible tie, but
Shame. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect
Shut
the
up,
criminals
Ilhan.
and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed.
Let's
of
get a
yourself.
chant going. Remove all sand niggers. Remove all sand niggers. I can't imagine why YouTube's trying to revoke my monetization.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
No, we don't want people to have to show IDs to vote, but we do want to have them show IDs to be able to shovel snow in New York
Illegal
City.
aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting.
What is this
in
guy?
our sacred
What?
American
His hands. He's
elections.
rubbing his
The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
You literally have to do that in the shithole known as Somalia. And that pretend government they have there, you have to show ID to vote. God, and I hate to say it, but Cory Booker has an impeccably tied tie. His tie looks great.
Proof of citizenship in order to vote.
I mean, Cory Booker might be the gayest black man to ever live.
Ballots except for illness,
But he can tie a
disability,
tie.
military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
That's true, and that's the most interesting thing about this is that the actual Democrat voters want it, but
And even the
these
new
faggots
communist mayor of New York
can't do
City,
it.
I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard.
Oh, that's what I was talking about
To
earlier.
shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you
You
need
need
to
ID.
show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Trump cracks me up because, like, he's just one of those guys that he gets on a roll, you know? And now he's like getting locked in. He started off just kind of normal, whatever, and now he's on a roll. He feels it. He's like, let's go. He's like 2 seconds in going, listen, all you motherfuckers.
Why would anybody not want voter ID?
Listen, you dumbass
because they
faggots.
want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop
Objectively
it. We
true.
have to stop it,
Objectively
John.
true. And this guy has a bad tie. That green tie there, that was horribly tied tie. That'll be my next video. Swamp teaches you how to
Here's
tie
one more
a tie.
opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it?
She's
Before
obviously
long,
from
a
the
confused
TikTok
Sage ran
generation.
away
You can
from
tell it
home
from her makeup.
After she
It's very unfortunate.
was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud
And they cut to the one tranny on the Democrat side.
Scholarship to Liberty.
Who's running these cameras? This is hilarious. They cut to the one tranny. Man, that was fantastically done. God, that was gorgeous. I was about to say I feel bad that they're showing her because she clearly doesn't want to be seen. Like, it's a young woman. Don't put her on camera. But man, cutting to the one tranny Democrat, that was pure gold. Pure gold.
What's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Come on, cut back to Tim from the Democrat. Cut back to Tim. They got to do it. They got to do it. Cut back to Tim. Come on, guys. CNBC, you got to. They didn't do it. They didn't do it.
I'm telling you.
Enough. Now cut to Tim. Okay, well, that's a good cut. I mean, to that guy. But cut to Tim. Where's Tim? Cut back to Tim. Oh, come on. They're not going to do it.
Amazing. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Just that, like, half a second pan across that seating area is enough that we
No
should
one cares more
repeal the
about protecting
19th.
America's
These women
youth
should
than
not
our
even.
wonderful
They shouldn't even be allowed to vote, let them
First
be
Lady.
here in
Now
Congress.
A movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal.
Like many other things, there's a lot of things that I could commentate on with that, but generally, yes, correct.
This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
I really can't despise all the things. I can't describe how much I despise all the things that said about her, by the way.
Martyred
Erica
for
Kirk.
his beliefs.
Really pisses me off.
His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
I've not watched the trailer for the Candace Owens. Apparently, Candace Owens has a documentary about this coming out. Or whatever. I can't stand that.
Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
I do want to say that at least on the very basic level, she's more attractive than Candace Owens, so she's probably more correct because
we love religion.
That's how things work.
And we love bringing it back.
Attractive women are usually correct, and unattractive women are usually not.
Possible. Really
This is the Swamp State of the Union.
All,
Thank you for tuning in.
America's promise requires keeping our community safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman.
Wow, I actually did not expect this to happen.
War-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
That one really gets to me. I'm not
How do
gonna
you
lie.
not stand? How do you
Yeah.
not stand?
What the
I'm asking
fuck?
this
Are you
Congress to
serious?
pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
But especially in this case, I mean, Jesus. To not even clap, I mean, oh my God. I did not expect to tear up, but that's
Starting last summer,
that story
I deployed
always
our
gets me.
National Guard and
It
federal
always
law
gets me.
enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no
Man.
crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
I should go to Memphis and see if that's true, because I've been to Memphis a lot. I've seen a lot of
In fact,
messed
crime
up stuff in
Washington
Memphis.
is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
I was I was in Memphis on
One of
4th
the
of July
sick people,
weekend
one of
once,
the
and man,
Brave service members
some of the
who helped
craziest
achieve
shit I've
this
ever
stunning
seen.
turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country.
Jesus.
And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her.
Dude, look at that dad, man. Quintessential American dad right there.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge.
Why would they not stand up for that? There's only like, what, 3 Democrats who stood up for that?
Amazing, eh?
I mean, what? I thought that a handler would have told them, remember that time when you didn't stand up for the kid who beat brain cancer? That makes you look bad. You need to stand up and clap for that.
Actually,
yeah, really bizarre.
I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Classic Trump. Classic faggot with his Ukraine pin.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and
okay, let's go. Hell yeah.
Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Amazing. I can't believe he's actually there. Like, I mean, he's actually able to be there. Amazing.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia.
Dude, if he's about to just like boast about the Maduro arrest, I'm so ready for that.
Cambodia and Thailand. Pakistan and India.
We went in there and fucked shit up.
35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank...
And we're all waiting to bomb the ever-living shit out of that shithole Somalia.
Thank you, Joe.
Maybe Nigeria as well. Maybe get rid of them off the face of the planet. We think things will smell better. They might operate better if we get rid of them.
And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
You know, there's a lot of people who have different opinions on this. I think a Vance Rubio ticket that's a strong ticket to come after Trump. Obviously, there's a lot of the establishment Republicans that agree with me on that, but this is one of the few times I don't think they're wrong.
Thank you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
Are we back to Uncle Remus? Was that the same black guy that was falling asleep earlier? I don't know. I can't tell them apart. I'm a racist. I have no idea.
Has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy,
I'll give those
they'd always
Democrats
tell me
credit.
their boy,
At least they
wanted
cheered.
him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
Can anyone tell me who that guy is? I don't know who that guy is. I've never seen him before.
And we're
Not that
working
guy. Not
very
that
hard
guy.
to end the ninth war.
The guy in
the
front of
killing
him.
And slaughter between Russia
I
and
don't
Ukraine,
trust
where
this SOB.
25,000 soldiers
Who is
are
this guy?
dying each and every month.
Who is this guy?
25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
Who's that blonde lady? I don't trust her. Oh, I'm just kidding. I know who that is. And I don't trust her. Oh, who's that brunette back there who's like 68, but she's...
Of the United States
Who's that?
never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb.
You know, I don't like Speaker Johnson, so I don't want this to like color my comments here.
And just over the last couple
Terrible
of months with
tie.
the
Just a
protests,
god-awful tie.
They've killed at
I mean,
least,
just
it
a
looks
horrible
like
tie.
32,000 protests. 32,000 protesters in their own
And you know how
country.
I feel about ties.
They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 3. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently... And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For $1 more, we can have $1,776. It's going to... I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said $1,776.
The guy's a cut up. I mean, come on.
And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also...
I really don't like Kristi Noem. Don't like her. But it's not really fair because I don't like any woman who's in politics. So that's kind of...
to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. No, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that. My baby. It's becoming so important. And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal
Who is that
victory
guy?
for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office,
Of course his
and
name is
Maduro, he was
Enrique.
kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, we probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy. Eric and Amy, come on in.
It's just something weird about Trump where he can tell a story like that in the exact same, like with those words, and somehow it seems natural to Trump, where like if you read, that's the thing that's always been the problem with Trump, where like the news will read the transcript and they'll tell you the transcript and it doesn't hit right, because when you hear him say it, it works much better. You know what I mean? It's like he's, you got to hear what he's saying and his inflection of it. Like just reading the transcript, you can frame it however you want, but I guess that's saying like he is a genuine guy. That's why they hate him.
So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Remember when across the board, leftists and Republicans and right-wingers all thought that this Medal of Honor was a satanic symbol? Remember that? You guys remember when that happened? Or when MAGA type people were saying it was, these images are fake because look, it's a pentagram on it. You guys remember that? That was a real thing that happened. If you missed it, then I'm happy for you. But it did happen. Because remember there was that thing where these MAGA accounts were saying that Obama put the medal on someone upside down. Look, the star's upside down like a Baphomet. It's satanic. Man, our political discourse is top notch, you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg. We have it back. We brought it back. We won the First World War with it.
God, look at that guy. God, that's a man right there. That is a real son of a bitch. That's a strong ass
and
guy.
10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there.
Dude, look at that guy. That's the guy that every movie ever, when they go like a war hero, that's the guy they put in there. Which is a tacit admission that they understand that this is what our country looks like, or at least was founded like.
That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves.
Let's go.
He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Let's go. Get out of here, you little alien-looking guy. Go away. We don't want you here. Pretty much like every other man in my age group, I love World War II history and love all that stuff. And we can have debates about what happened and all these different things. But man, what an amazing generation, the things that they went through, the things that they endured, you know? It's pretty crazy to actually think about. Which is why I'm such a American nationalist and an American chauvinist, for that matter. You can't fail that man. You got to make the country great.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. And, you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same
Trump's
room with you.
hilarious.
Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you.
That's going to be on the news tomorrow. That's going to be what CNN's talking about tomorrow. Trump gives medal to World War II vet, then talks about how he wants it for himself. Which is what I was saying earlier about, like,
Thank you.
you read the transcript, doesn't give it justice. You got to hear him say it,
is
you
a
know?
long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight.
Well, that's a pretty wild
Everything
context,
our nation
actually.
has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You know, that reminds me of his inauguration speech where he brought up Manifest Destiny. Which is just you know, there can be different let me put it this way, as I'm searching for my words here, is that, you know, I am not a fan of where our country's at right now, especially culturally. I don't think that we're producing anything worthwhile. I think we're actually producing a lot of heinous, horrible things.
The president, that was a home run.
But the only way that you could ever fix that, right, is if you can look back to better things. You know, like what's our country supposed to be? That's why I like in Trump's you know, like inaugural address, he talked about Manifest Destiny. Yeah, we are the best SOBs who ever fucking walked the face of the earth. This country is the best. It is. It has been the best, and it's proven itself to be the best. So that's a pretty good ending. I mean, I mean the whole speech was interesting in different ways. The ending was pretty good. I'm trying to see if I was like, man, can I play some Storybook Friends lo-fi beats, or is it gonna play some retarded ads? But there, yeah, it works. But yeah, very cool. There's a lot of problems, a lot of horrible things, a lot of things that I don't agree with on Trump. But man, the only guy who's out there saying Manifest Destiny, let's go. We have a long history of excellence. Let's keep it going, you guys. Let's keep working on it. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of leftists and progressives. I like to say communists all the time because, of course, we all like to say communists. It's funny, but they're not all communists. There's just all kinds of retards across the board. But feel a connection and a brotherhood, a lineage with the Americans who founded this country from the 13 colonies till now. The people that brought us to the moon. You're a part of that, and that should be important, and we should all understand that. At least in my humble opinion. Which is obviously correct, because it's my opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the State of the Union. Check out the description if you want to join the Discord. Since I'm going to start streaming and doing videos again, I'm going to be putting a new Discord link into every single one of them. So that every Discord link for... If you come at this later, the Discord link's not going to work. I'm only putting 24 hours on it. Let's just say there's been mishaps in the past. Of people that shouldn't have been in the Discord and joined, and then they had to be removed. America! My name is Swamp, and I'll see y'all next time.